Hi, welcome back. My name's Julian, and today I'm going to be joined by the team from VitalHub. VitalHub is a healthcare software company becoming a proven compounder in the Canadian small cap space. They have recurring revenues approaching 50 million a year, and that number is growing organically each year by 10 to 15%, and adjusted EBITDA margins in the 20 to 25% range. We first came across VitalHub because of our process-driven approach to small cap investing, where we were able to identify the name early. If you'd like to learn more about our process, feel free to reach out using one of the links in the video description. As always, this video is for informational purposes. And now on to the video. Thanks for joining us. I'm here with Dan Matlow and Brian Goffenberg, the CEO and CFO of VitalHub. Thanks for joining with me. And if it's good with you guys, we'll just hop into some questions.
That's great.
So before we get into the VitalHub specific questions, I guess, can you maybe give us a sense of the broad trend in healthcare digitization? I think that, a lot of people think that the world probably moves faster than it ought to. And so maybe just a sense of the runway there in terms of the broad trends.
I think healthcare is a very complex environment that is consistently changing in terms of the intersection between human health and process improvement, and the opportunity for digitization is infinite. I think it just continuously progresses to improve. Unfortunately, they don't move as quick as some other sectors do. Sometimes they move quicker, especially in the sector that we're in terms of government healthcare that we would work in. But we definitely have seen a trend in the last. I've been in this industry for healthcare for 30 plus years, and moves sometimes slow, but we've made some great progress in terms of digitization of health records and direct patient engagement into their care process, which I really think is the intersection of what we're trying to do in terms of process improvement, in terms of getting as many patients as we can in front of the proper healthcare professionals and getting the quality of care that patients deserve by using information as a source to help them with that. So there's still lots of room for improvement. There's still processes that are always being rectified, and we're looking to be a part of that.
Great. With the exception of HighCom, in terms of size, you guys have done a series of these smaller tuck-in acquisitions that look both very creative and synergistic. Now with obviously greater than 70 million in cash, can you maybe give us an idea of what the pipeline looks like? Just maybe a rough idea of your methodology when it comes to acquisitions. Are you looking for more competitors or to fill gaps or new market entry, or maybe give us a sense of what you're seeing there?
Yeah, our strategy is fiscal responsibility first in our acquisitions, and of course synergistic big value. So we are looking in the areas of patient flow, patient engagement based solutions, workforce automation with the HighCom, and our community services based record systems, which is the TREAT product in the Canadian market, which is the primary. But we're looking for acquisitions in those three areas that are synergistic, some case duplicatable, that would really help those acquisitions in terms of some synergistic value. But at the core of what we do, it still needs to be fiscal responsibility. We look at valuations relative to what we can do with the company and what we think that will involve us to do that. So traditionally, our marketplace is serviced by smallerish owner-operated businesses that have worked in a geographical location. So that will continue to be our primary source of acquisitions, probably. Although we are seeing much more robust and larger based acquisitions of organizations that are out there that are definitely on our radar screen at this point in time. So we do expect to do all of the above, tuck-ins and some, hopefully some bigger ones as they come along, and if they make sense.
That's great. Historically, in terms of multiples, it looks like you guys have been paying about 2 times recurring revenue, which is great and largely accretive. With small cap liquidity picking up call it in the last 4 to 6 months. Are you guys seeing valuations change? Does that trickle into your space at all?
You know, we look at valuation relative to, if we got an asset that's not really growing and but we think we can make some money with it, we're going to pay a lower valuation than, something that has a little bit more attention, a little bit more IP-ish, a little bit more distribution, a little bit of a larger TAM. We'll pay a higher recurring multiple. So, we look at the multiple, what it's worth to us, and we'll pay what we think is the appropriate value for what we think it is for our business. So yeah, so far we've been paying that much, but it doesn't mean we won't pay more for an acquisition if it makes sense, and in some cases maybe even less, right? But that's sort of where we've been in terms of we get our value. Typically our value doesn't really happen on an EBITDA basis because most of these companies are break even or making a little or losing a little what it is. So it's really what we look at and what we can do with the company afterwards, which is how we value the acquisitions. Evaluations gone up? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think the competitive landscape is as high as it was, 3 years ago during COVID in terms of, I think the people that are in the markets these days are smarter buyers, and they're not going to get into these higher valuations just for the whim of things. So although they might be competitive, good companies, yes, well, there's still going to be higher valuations to a degree, but I think overall we don't see very many foolish buyers out there that are driving the bid process as much as before.
Great. So I guess some of the outsourcing, the development to, I think it was Sri Lanka, will potentially make some of these break-even acquisitions profitable.
Typically, the first driver that we look at in terms of getting value for our technology people, and in terms of what we can do to try to get that accretive a little bit more by moving as much into our innovation office in Colombo, Sri Lanka as we can.
Great. In terms of geographies, you guys obviously have a serious presence in the UK with the NHS there, where I think InTouch is greater than half of all the appointment processing. I know there's many other offerings, but maybe if you can just give us a sense of how much left there is to conquer in the UK.
Well, I still think even with InTouch it has half, but half would only be one of InTouch's products. There's about 18 different products in that portfolio, so there's still opportunity within that base to continue to grow that, and the same with transforming. So we're continuously adding new modules and new ideas and things to continually to try to grow the footprint of those solutions on a continuous basis. So we that's what we look at adding by organic value by upselling our customers a fair bit, and that's still a big part of what our strategy is.
Great. I guess besides the UK, what other geographies are you most excited about? I know there was a piece of news earlier this year out of Abu Dhabi, and I guess I wonder how that's.
Yeah, we're trying to work our Mideast business, and we're really working on our Australian business stuff. We got some M&A activity cooking in the Asia Pac area right now, as well as the Canadian and the UK markets. Ideally, we'd like to get into Europe. We haven't been successful there yet, but we would like to get in there.
Great. And I mean, just to finish it up, I think that Dan, you'd previously, built a similar company with, I think that ended in a PE exit. And so I'm not going to ask you, when you guys are going to get taken out, but I wonder, from your experience, is there a certain level of scale or size that you need to achieve to be interesting to sort of suitors like that?
I think we would be interesting to PE right now based on our size and our growth. I don't think, although we're seeing a lot of exits from the Canadian markets in terms of PE valuations, I do think the platform that we have here for what our business is working, and we'd like to think we're going to be one of those Canadian success stories that continues to grow and continues to be one of those good opportunities that goes along with it. We got experience with the public markets. We're okay with the public markets. We feel we're good with it, and we think the market's reacted fairly to what we've had to do, and we continue to run on that basis. So yeah, there's always an opportunity. I guess anything is available at the right price. But I don't think that's where we're at here yet. It was still a lot more juice in the tank here to grow this company in its current format, and we're happy with where we are, and we really are excited where we're going to be.
I guess besides the obvious, potential deployment of some of the cash over the rest of the year, what else are you looking forward to, or potential catalysts to continue to grow the business?
Yeah, I think I think what I'm looking forward mostly is getting this capital deployed and getting a little bit more distribution, a little bit more size through some of the acquisitions that we got in mind here. And once those acquisitions are completed, like, there's going to be a lot of meat on the bone, which I think is going to allow us to experiment a little bit more, maybe a lot more with innovative ideas and innovation and newer ideas for growth, and really got this strong platform which we can get product out into our market with just a really big customer base and really a really good stable of people that understand the markets and understand the customers, understand their needs, and just getting a canvas that we think we can really produce some really good art on. So we're getting there. We're not there yet. We do still do some pretty good innovation, but I think the bigger we get, the more innovative we can be, and the more growth we can get.
I guess just my last question is, I think you'd mentioned somewhere that I believe it was Treat you were referring to was like the Cadillac of platforms or softwares. Just for the people not in the industry and your experience, I guess, what do you kind of see as the life cycle of one of these offerings?
Treat is a community record-based system based in Ontario, and it's gotten a little viral over the years, and we've put a lot of R&D with our innovation lab into that product over the last 3 to 5 years, where it's really turned into a Generation 2 type electronic community record, and it's really leapfrogged its competition dramatically over the last couple of years, where we're winning deals, and it's starting to get a brand of its own in this marketplace, and so forth, right? So it's just an example of what we are capable of doing, and our ability to innovate with size and so forth that goes along with it. But that's just one example of things that we can do. Transforming is another example of innovative based ideas that's gotten viral within its geographical based nature. So I think the more size we get, the more of these nuggets that will come out of our offering, and we'll be able to use our channels really effectively to get these products out to market.
It's great. Dan, Brian, thanks both for joining us, and yeah, we wish you continued success. We're very happy shareholders, and I wish you all the best.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care, guys.
Bye-bye.